Okay, so today's video will be focused on basically the importance of combos and some general principles for when you're trying to throw more than just one hit. So first thing to think of is combo is way more important than a single hit, because if you're in a combat situation and you have all the adrenaline pumping, you're not necessarily thinking all that clearly, or if you're actually in a sparring or a more professional fight and you just throw one strike. It's okay at the beginning in a professional fight to throw a few strikes to gauge distance, to gauge reaction, but as soon as you actually start trying to land a hit, you want to actually throw combos. Because one hit, boom, if that fails, if they parry, if they counter, right, it's a lot easier to counter someone who's throwing one hit than someone who's throwing a combo, right? Okay, second important part. If you're throwing one hit and you miss, you want to be relaxed, you don't want to overcommit to that one hit. So in a combo, it's pretty common to throw a couple smaller hits and then end on a big one. And the reason for that is because then you know that you're hitting them, you know you have distance, and you're not completely turned over or in a bad position from the first hit to where you can't do some fast follow-up. So it's kind of a balance between hitting hard versus hitting with more of a long-term mentality. Okay, so some of my basic principles for if you're throwing combos, right? First is to mix up the hands and the feet. So if you come in with feet, right, boom, then you just got closer in distance, you want to throw some hands. If you come in with punches and you're in here, right, then let's say they back off from your punches, and with the kick, be front kick, be roundhouse kick, doesn't really matter. Boom, 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 and with the roundhouse, whatever it may be. Next is to change the level a little bit. So if you're here and you're always headhunting, that's going to be a little predictable. Instead, I like changing level a little. So if you're here, maybe you fire off one to the head, and then you fire off to the body, and then you come in with the right, right? If you're here, boom, boom, boom. Or let's say you start off and you're headhunting a lot, they're expecting you to go to the head, and then you fire off to the body real fast. Body shots, they may not knock a person out, but they can take the wind out of them, and it can be a nice setup shot for later hits. Cool, so, boom, boom. Also, if you're throwing a lot of combos, you're going to want to stick with a lot of multiple hits with the left jab, and then the right hand, try not to do too many right hands in a row. So for example, if I'm here, if I'm throwing jabs out to feel distance, if I'm throwing hooks, this all works pretty well. If I come in with a big right, boom, and I try to throw another right, there's typically a big gap because it involves a whole body turnover, and then you have to completely reset before you can throw the next right. So from here, I would suggest if you're going to throw multiple, throw with the left. Make sure if you're being more defensive that you don't leave it out there, right? You don't want to throw a bunch of left out here, and then get nailed with a hook to the face. So you're here, throw some with the left, throw some with the left, and then come in with the big right. Or you're here, throw some with the left, you throw a hook, come in with that big upper. But don't do stuff like here, right, 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 right. It doesn't work as well. Unless, of course, you're southpaw, and then it flips, because this side is the side that's rotating for the big hit. And you're here. Boom, boom. And some martial arts are more squared up than others, in order to have that more even spread. Right, so if I'm here, boom, 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 boom. It's a lot easier to have both sides more even. Whereas if I'm here, right, boom, boom, boom. Basically want to end with the backhand. Unless if you're just feeling out gauging distance and then you back off again. That's fine too. Range is important for security. Also know what range you're in for what attacks would be best used. So that's some of my basic tips for combos. But comboing off, just try to think of where your opponent's position will be. If you throw this jab, right, it means that this hand of theirs is going to be coming across to probably block it or parry it. So you throw this punch, throw this punch, throw this punch. You see that coming a couple times. You throw here, boom, down to the side, and hook to the face. Or whatever else. Just try to have an idea of what it's going to do to your opponent, how they're probably going to react, and then that's a good way to set up not just powerful combos, but also efficient and precise combos for good places to hit. Thanks for watching.